Exercising outdoors in extreme conditions can directly affect your bodily functions. A considerable amount of metabolic heat is produced internally when exercising. Our bodies try to reduce this heat through vasodilation and sweating. In extremely warm temperatures, it's difficult to dissipate this internal body heat. The high degree of vasodilation reduces venous return of blood flow to the heart and actually lowers stroke volume. The heart senses this decrease and attempts to maintain cardiac output by elevating the heart rate. If the fluids that are lost through sweat are not replaced, dehydration will set in and blood volume will decrease. Hot, humid environments tend to be the most stressful in which to work out. Humid air contains a large quantity of water vapor, preventing sweat from properly evaporating. Because evaporation is the primary way the body cools itself, this type of situation places individuals at high risk for heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Heat exhaustion usually develops in non-acclimatized individuals. This is typically the result of inadequate circulatory adjustments to exercise combined with fluid loss. Heat stroke, on the other hand, represents a complete failure of the heat-regulating mechanisms, with core temperatures exceeding 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius. Both conditions require immediate medical attention. Take a moment now to review the signs, symptoms, and treatments for these conditions presented on the screen. Exercise programs in the heat should start gradually and include low-intensity workouts that last about 1 hour and are performed every day for 9 to 14 days. The body will go through several changes in order to promote improved heat tolerance, including the following: an expansion of plasma volume, a decrease in heart rate and core temperature, and an increase in sweat rate during exercise. The heat index is a guideline that takes into account air temperature and relative humidity. It combines this information with the potential severity of heat-related illnesses. Please take a moment to review the heat index chart. It is important to ensure that the individuals you are working with are exercising in safe environments. If you are working with clients outside during the summer months, be sure to educate them on how to help prevent heat-related illnesses. Reminding them to wear lightweight, permeable clothing and to maintain good hydration by replacing lost fluids from sweating is a good start. When exercising in the cold, the first major concern is the loss of body heat, which can lead to hypothermia. Additionally, cold temperatures can cause vasoconstriction of blood vessels, leading to an increase in blood pressure. Wind chill is an important variable in determining whether or not your clients should exercise outside, because heat loss is greatly accelerated when there is a strong wind. Take a moment to review how various temperatures and wind chills can increase the likelihood of injuries. Once again, it's important to remind your cold weather clients how they can prevent hypothermia. Remind them to wear several layers of clothing, specifically the kind that allows the body to give off heat during exercise and retain it during periods of inactivity. Hats are also advised since they help prevent heat from radiating off the head. And if running is part of the program, it's best to start the route heading into the wind so it's at their back on the return. Just like when exercising in the heat, be sure to replace lost fluids. Changes in altitude can have a dramatic effect on the body, especially during exercise. At higher altitudes, there is less pressure to drive the oxygen molecules into the blood. Consequently, a person exercising at higher altitude will not be able to deliver as much oxygen to the exercising muscles. Therefore, the exercise intensity will have to be reduced to keep the heart rate in an acceptable target zone. It takes approximately 2 weeks for the body to acclimatize to higher altitudes, so it's best to refrain from any exercise the first day you arrive. In general, warm-up and cool-down periods should be extended and overall exercise intensity should be decreased when exercising in high altitudes. Exercising in polluted air is another environmental concern. Some areas of the country have high levels of pollutants that can irritate the airway and decrease the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. In order to reduce the amount of pollutants inhaled when exercising outside, schedule the session in the morning before smog and emissions from cars begin to rise. Also, the exercise intensity may need to be reduced in order to keep the heart rate in the desired training range. Many cities now have air pollutant index ratings. Be aware of these indexes before heading outside for the workout.